Yo, what up, guys? No intro, none of that. It's a weird time. It's a weird time. It's a weird thing. It's a messed up thing. Um, I am, I'm a little disenchanted. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little sad. I, I don't know what to tell you guys. For me, Rise of Kingdoms has always been about the community, and this channel was built on the premise of my gameplay shouldn't be the highlight here, but rather the gameplay of the community. Highlight KVKs, highlight Civil Wars, highlight other players who do amazing things in this game that are much, much, much more than I can ever be. Not because they spend more or something like that, but they achieve crazy things from building kingdoms and whatever. Y'all know the situation in this KVK at this point. I'm not even in the 401 account because I can't even look at that KVK anymore. We went from a crazy, fun, unbelievably, truly amazing experience to a cesspool of madness and disappointment. I'm not going to release the 40-minute video I worked on to explain everything that happened. I don't want to feed into the drama anymore. I don't want to waste my energy on something that makes no sense. And I'm disappointed by a few things, and I'm gonna let you guys know what they are, because my disappointment is more in us as a community than in the game and in Lilith, right? I expect of Lilith to allow you to drop a fort 2 seconds before a 3-hour update, and as a result, that fort will 100% finish building, and your opposition will have 100% zero chance to react. I expect that of Lilith, to leave those loopholes for players to abuse. And, you know, some call it strategy, some call it dishonorable, some call it whatever. If Lilith allow it, then that's what happens. I expect Lilith to blame the players for whatever bad thing happens in this game. And I expect Lilith to do everything within their power at this point to just make sure that the majority keeps spending money regardless. But what I didn't expect is for us to turn on each other. I went on live stream last night, and I got into quite a lot of trouble in 401 because of it. Because I believed in the unity that we can bring. And our opposition reached out, who were winning that KVK, rightfully so, and requested a ceasefire, that, you know, this is not fair and all that. And we agreed to it. There was an agreement in place that everybody agreed on until the fort got built, and now they backed out of the agreement. And, you know, I've been saying this without people really like believing me, because majority of people prefer to build a narrative in their brain which will make them feel like what they think is right, and not really believe in what is actually happening, in what is actually the situation on the ground. And that happens within us as well, with players blaming 122 and them for the bans, with people blaming us for the hacks. Everybody's just coming up with whatever story fits their narrative to make their hateful comments and their trolling and their negative energy to fester, right? And I'm not self-righteous. I uploaded a very not nice community post, which I now deleted, when I thought that 440 were the ones leading the charge on screwing up the agreement, and then I end up finding out all of our opposition were for it, or at least a big portion of them. I don't know who really backed out of the deal and who didn't, but I put them on blast, and I was part of that cycle, and I deleted that post by now because you know, we all keep talking about the community and the strength, and how when Lilith brings a refinement, we gotta get together and fight Lilith. But when you have players in the community telling you Lilith unfairly banned us, and you guys turn on the players being like, oh, you're trying to just win, So when it's convenient, you turn on Lilith, but when it's not convenient, you turn on the players. Like, since when did we become a community that fights each other over fighting Lilith? And turns out that that's why Lilith never care for our opinion, because all they need to do is they need to let us fight each other and let us our own grievances and our own stories in our brains poison each other. And I'm disappointed. A massive KVK that should have gone down in history as a crazy KVK with a clear victory and a clear loser will end up going down as a KVK that, you know, one side got screwed first and then the other side got screwed second. One side got screwed in a way that was more of the system than anything else, but it wasn't as visible, it wasn't as talked about, it wasn't as widespread. And when the forts got deleted, when our guys got banned in squad, and we're talking tons, and 401, and we're talking influential people. And of course, 401 are the cheaters, right? Because when the cast net that Lilith threw around and caught some of our guys who are literally sitting in a construction site of their multi-million-dollar business, building a building, and in between breaks, they're like logging into the game on their phone to play a little bit of KVK, and those people get banned, and the community is like, yeah, you guys are cheating. It's so much easier to blame the players. And I don't know, man. I'm just kind of disillusioned. If I stay quiet, if I say something, there's nothing I can do. We're in the middle of this sting, and I'm just over it. I'm just sad that the community ended up turning on each other. I'm just sad that in-game items at the end is more important than the unity. I think that there was foul play on both sides, and I think that it affected the KVK on both sides. I still think that we had a very tough battle, and I still think that they probably would have won that KVK. But when it's foul play is involved, winning a foul play KVK is probably worse than losing a foul play KVK. Or winners or losers, like there shouldn't be, right? And the whole point of having an agreement is to get out of this without there being a winner or a loser, but there being a community. And in the process, we're now tearing each other apart. We're tearing each other apart as a community. And you guys are going to tear me apart for saying this, and the hate train is going to enjoy it, and the drama is going to get fueled. But like, what's the point? How did we get to this place? Why are we turning on each other? We hunted barbs together as a sign of kind of like to show the unity. We did a ceasefire of 14 kingdoms. The first time ever in Rise of Kingdoms history. We were so close for the first time in Rise of Kingdoms history for the community to value itself as a community more than value the in-game items and the W or L. But Lilith know that at the end of the day, they don't need to change. They don't need to do anything, because all they need to do is they need to turn us on each other, and we will turn on each other for conquering coins, where majority of players, even in the winning KVK, in winning a KVK, they're gonna make one of these, two of these. How many people actually need every single one of these blueprints they can get? How many people can afford to get every single one of these they can get? I kind of lost faith in our community, which is wild, because I've been part of it for 3 years and helping build it up and standing up when we need to stand up, and then I see us tearing each other apart. I see a person who messaged me from 636. Bro, this is unfair. We need this to stop. You guys need to, this is not fair. You guys should give us a break. And the same person messaged me the next day. You guys are suckers for letting us do it. I'm like, yo, like, suckers. Like, you guys are idiots. You guys are pathetic. And yeah, you might have won in a fair way. You might have definitely won in a fair way. I don't think I've said this. I don't think we were going to win this KVK. But we reached a point in which what happened in that KVK, we had to choose between binding together as a community and demanding of those to fix exploits and bugs that have caused imbalances, because we can all agree that dropping a fort right before server maintenance is just exploiting something that shouldn't be. When server maintenance is down, nothing should be building. And that's for any side. And I'm not saying that they are bad for exploiting this, but I'm saying that we pick to exploit over demand fair play. And I don't know. I recorded a 40-minute video explaining everything that happened with screenshots and proof and all of it. But I don't want to feed into this. I don't want to have... I'm already feeling that I'm wasting my energy on banging my head against the wall, essentially, and that nothing good will come out of it. I made a community post when I was very angry when I found out that 440... I thought 440 were the ones who were pushing to screw everything over, and I lashed out on them for no reason. I deleted that post since, but like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And again, I'm going to get a ton of hate and a ton of like rewards and no, you want to win and you want to lose. And it doesn't matter how much I'll prove to you and try to prove to you that that's really nothing that I care for. I care more about making good content and highlighting the community than furthering my own account. And I've been dealing with the worst things that I've had to deal with in my life in the past couple of months. And as a result, I've barely been making content, which is slowly killing my YouTube channel, which is my childhood dream. And, you know, Rise of Kingdoms is probably not the place to... so far there's a lot of successful content creators, but you know, these kinds of games have a certain shelf life, and diversifying is important and all that, but I just can't get it done because it's just, real life has been killing me, and people are literally leaving the channel telling me, you look always tired, you look always like grumpy, you're not entertaining anymore. And you know, for me, the content is king, and the community is what's worth highlighting. That's what I do in this channel. Like, all of these guys spectating KVKs, they're imitating me. They're doing it better sometimes, but I was the one who started spectating KVKs. I was the one who started making videos about other KVKs. I was the one who always pioneered community highlights over my own personal account, over my own personal gameplay. And when you guys started demanding my personal gameplay, I started doing that too. And then I found out that, you know, the game is very fun winning or losing. All you need is a good team. And the crazy part is 401 will actually come out of this stronger than ever. Because those of us that remain in 401, and some have already left due to the decision that leadership had. But those of us who stay, we now know that we all have the same character trait, which is we want to play the game and we love the game. And when exploits and bad things happen in the game, we stop to have the game. And there is no way to restart the fights. It's just not possible. The momentum is over. The planning is over. The players are over it. Everybody's over it. I'm over it. Even if 401 says we're going to fight right now, I'm bubbling and I am done. I don't want to be here anymore after all of this. That's why I'm recording this video from my 2070 account and not from my 401 account, because I just don't want to I don't want to be on that KVK anymore. Not take your rewards. Congratulations, you got gold coins. But last night, myself and a bunch of other people, including leadership in 401, were chatting in voice chat and chilling and kicking it and whatnot. And we're all talking about how awesome 636 is and how respectable they seem to be and how much we look forward after this KVK to build a new relationship, kind of like we built with 365. I mean, 365 was a crazy Korean KVK against us. And after that KVK, we built respect for each other to the point where we're now allies and friends. And we saw 636 on that same wavelength. And when they needed time to build the fort, to get the resources to build the fort, we backed off. And then now the in-game rewards are more important. I don't know. All I know is that a lot of people said things out of anger, including myself. And, you know, of course, some of you guys, even last night on stream, love to define a human by one action. If Baba said one mean thing, Baba is a mean person, and all of you will never, ever let it go again. But people make mistakes. I've made a mistake myself. I've made a couple of mistakes in the last few days. And a lot of others made mistakes that are out of anger, out of passion, out of frustration. I know that you guys expected like an explanation video, and I can milk the content out of this. I could. For someone whose channel is not doing too good, I could definitely milk this. I can make a video about what happened with the bans, and I can then make a video about what happened with the hacking, and then I can make a video about the diplomacy, and then I can make a week worth of content that all of you will be extremely engaged in, and it'll be very viewed because it's a hot topic. But my fault, and why I guess maybe I'm not one of the bigger creators. I guess I am one of the bigger creators, but not one of the most viewed ones at this point, is because to a certain extent, there is somewhere where I draw the line between what defines me as a person and as a creator. And I always preached not to spread hate, and I unfortunately did a little bit of that today. And I need to learn to be better and to keep myself in check. And I've always preached that the community should get together and not turn on each other. And I tried to do that last night, and I was hopeful that, you know, that their reaction would be we were winning this KVK. But you know what? You guys stood down when you didn't have to. And because of that, out of straight respect, screw the rewards. That's what I expected. That's what I expected. I expected that our opposition would be like, yo, you know what? You stood down when you shouldn't have. When you could have not. And you know what? Just because of that, there's slight respect among the big kingdoms. And therefore, screw the rewards. Let's go after Lilith. Let's demand of Lilith to fix the fort stuff that nothing can build while maintenance is going on. Let's demand of Lilith to actually tell us what happened with someone who they tell me now that turns out that her Facebook account got hacked. Homie, her account is not connected to Facebook. What are you smoking? Like, what's going on? And when it's convenient, everybody is like, we need to band together as a community against Lilith. But when it's inconvenient, they just turn on each other without a care in the world. And so, yeah, one take video. I'm just telling you what's on my mind. I'm disappointed. I thought we made new friends in the process. But turns out that 2 extra gold coins is more important than anything else. Because winning that KVK is not going to give you anything but that. There is not going to be any respect. You didn't beat us because of the foul play that happened. And it doesn't matter how much you actually could have and should have beaten us in a fair play. Because every single time you mention it, it'll be tainted with the bans, with the fact that we stood down when we could have knocked you out when your allies were not there. And so a tainted win or a loss is worse than anything else. But I'm just rambling on at this point. I'm disappointed. I'm sad. And I really wish that, you know, we would stop tearing each other apart so much and actually go after Lilith for the things that happen. But when they release an update that you guys don't like, you do that. But when it's convenient to you to not care for the exploits, then so what are we doing? And you know, that's how Lilith get away with it. Because they know that we will turn on each other for another couple of coins in their mobile game. Which is kind of sad. I'm not so sure what my future is in Rise of Kingdoms yet. I do know that I love the community and the channel and the content that we're making almost at this point, and the people that I'm around more than anything else. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on a game, which is crazy to me. I am not your typical millionaire. I might be a senior software engineer, but I work at a company that pays very little. I do this because I love it. I love making the content and I love what we're doing. But I'm a little disillusioned. And so, on the one hand, I'm like, I would take a break, but on the other hand, it'll kill the channel even more. So I guess we'll be streaming tomorrow, but it's more gonna be a frantic tear down of each other again and again, and having to explain stuff and getting mad at chat and banning people and timing out people and negativity all around. But I guess we're gonna have to just let the storm pass. We're gonna have to hold strong and move forward. But I did want to at least address this in some shape or form, because if I stayed quiet, all of you would have gotten even more mad, and I'm not the person that stays quiet. To be fair, I think that that's why I lost my sponsorship, because when things were happening, I was very outspoken to Lilith, and I think that that's one of the reasons I lost my sponsorship. I was always told by my fellows that I shouldn't be doing that. And so this time, I just want to tell you guys how I feel, what I think. Obviously, a ton of you are gonna just go out at me and yell the BS and all the rewards and all the, you know, self-hatred being projected on me. And you guys are definitely gonna enjoy it, to roast it, and you guys are definitely gonna find a way to make it an even more negative thing, because that's the world of the internet, I guess, nowadays. But at least I spoke my mind, and at least you guys know now. Bye. Peace.